It hits the road right behind the field and then hops over what is a not quite
And
high
back,
enough for the
everybody. This
fence
is
in
the
back.
second
It keeps
half
people out.
of the
Doesn't
Mount
get the ball
Lebanon
inside.
St. Joe's
Just
Prep.
over there into the parking area for the Hersheypark Arena.
So Joey Daniels and the offense back out there in the
6A
traditional pistol
championship.
look. 1st and 10.
Where's everybody? I was in the first
Handoff right up the middle.
first
St.
half.
Joe's Prep
Most of them
told
were
Millis
Mount
in the
Lebanon
area.
fans.
Anthony Saka got up to make the stop. Gain of 3.
Something else I see right away, and that is Josiah Trotter, listed as middle linebacker, but has a lot of experience on the outside from the past couple years when his older brother was playing at linebacker. He lined up that first play on the outside. We'll see if they use him a little bit more in that sort of a role, maybe to blitz.
Alex Texa, the tailback. Pellegrino in motion. Daniels scans and fires to the outside, incomplete, and you saw the wind on that pass intended for Beersdorf.
Yeah, he got a strong arm, but even that's not going to cut through the wind going wide side like that. Heidenreich had a lot of attention to the inside. They go for Beersdorf, but the stop on first down, an interesting third down option for Mount Lebanon. They do not want to give the ball right back to St. Joe's Prep.
Daniels in the shotgun. Daniels fires, caught, and first down. What a play. Alex Texa tiptoeing the sideline.
Yeah, outstanding job by him, just staying in bounds. Let's take a look at this. You see this create. He comes out of the backfield, lobbed over perfectly. It's a nice job by number 2, not blocking in the back there because Jacob Munoz had an opportunity to make an illegal block, didn't do so, and Texas picks up an important first down just to gain a little bit of traction here in the second half.
Daniel is a 3-year starter, knew he was going to take a hit there, hung in anyways, and delivered the ball right on the money. Now, Eli Heidenreich.
And he was waving at his guys, telling them to get
back, get buddy.
He was not happy.
Thanks
about
for joining, man.
Had to call that timeout.
Brian, there was an extremely late substitution right off that
You got it up Mount Lebanon, or did you graduate?
Checked in and basically went on the line, potentially in the legal formation with that slot receiver, maybe not even seeing that wide receiver was on the edge now, and that makes him have to back off the line in order to be eligible.
And that's probably what Bob Palco saw, and he's like, wrong personnel was in the game. We're going to get a penalty. We don't want to have a penalty here. This is an important drive for us to try to go back up by 2 scores here, especially into the wind. You want to work a little bit of time if you can, too, because then you have the wind at your back in the fourth quarter.
And I mentioned, Brian, that right when that kickoff was about to commence, that the wind was coming directly at us. Now it's directly in the face of Mount Lebanon. Cutting up the middle, and the ball's out. St. Joe's Prep has it.
Yes, it's your football.
Freshman Anthony Saka.
And what a player he is. Saka is a guy who is getting looks all over the place. The cut on the inside just took it right out of his hands. It was punched, I think, from behind. Didn't quite see. It was a Trotter who was in there.
I think Keenan Nelson in there with a punch as well.
There you go. I think Nelson was the guy who got it because Trotter was tracking behind the play, came from the inside, and there was the look to the side from the ball carrier, seeing Trotter, wanting to get inside of him, never saw Nelson.
What's up, everybody? You're back. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
And
As I am.
Second fumble recovery of the year to go along with 4 interceptions. Samaj Jones steps up, avoids 1, avoids 2.
Oh no, go.
But he's not going to third. Rushing to the
Man.
ball all over Halter in there on the sack.
You can Harry Potter all you want, but at some point the magic
Wand watching. You got your comments up to please.
This time steps
I
out
know
of
who's
the tackle.
watching.
Steps out
There's
of
no
another one,
person in here.
spinning, but no, he's not getting away from big Noah Halter. Owen Halter with that sack, and a great job just sticking with it and running him down.
2nd down and 18. The wind squarely with St. Joseph's Prep, so short of this wind turning, which it certainly could, as the rain starts to come down as well. This is an important quarter for them. Busting it up the middle. Blaine Bunch sets up third down and about 9.
That's just the second carry of the game for Blaine Bunch. And that's probably because he was the guy who fumbled in the first half. We have not seen him get a carry since that time. They trust him here on this down and distance.
Is that what button and they keep on leaving? I don't know who it is, but
The turf is about to get very slippery here. 9:49 and ticking in the third quarter. The rain coming down, and St. Joe's Prep with the wind. Quick out. And intercepted by Mount Lebanon. Tipped twice.
wow.
And it's Wirtz.
Matt Wirtz with the interception for Mount Lebanon. Let's take a look at it as it comes out to the side. And for one of the first times today, Samaj Jones is a little off behind his man. And that is the last place you want to throw the football as it went off the hands of Garwood. Took another deflection. And it was the senior corner, Matt Wirtz, who gets that turnover right back.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Is Mount Lebanon James back in here yet?
Of the early fumble by Mount Lebanon. And now things get very interesting as the rain picks up here at Hersheypark
The
Stadium.
weather is opening up now. And anytime that
You
happens,
guys,
the
do you
team
still go to Mount Lebanon or did you graduate?
one that is ahead, because you at least have some cushion here. Mount Lebanon is a team that can and many times will keep the ball on the ground. You'll see probably these teams do a lot more of that with the rain coming down.
Texa. Anthony Saka in there on the stop. Thought that Texa may have even false start. Wasn't called. I think he moved just a little early. But second down and 11 upcoming.
Anthony Saka, again, we talk about him, the 6'3" freshman, 190 pounds, already has offers from Tennessee, South Carolina. And as a freshman, second leading tackler on the team, if you Penn State fans recognize the name Saka, there's a good reason for it. His dad is Tony Saka, the former 4-year starting quarterback.
I graduated. Nice. You play any sports?
And now hitting the hole. But St. Joe's Prep there to make the stop. Josiah Trotter, third down and 9 coming up for Mount Lebanon. And now this game kind of slowing to a crawl offensively. Something that can change very quickly with Joey Daniels and Mount Lebanon's offense.
There's some big play
You
guys.
guys play any sports at Mount Lebanon or nah?
Again on that play, though, put the ball in his right hand, sort of seeming like, hey, guys, I still might throw this at some point. And then use that delay to pick up a little bit of yardage once the blocking was set up.
Daniels rolls and fires. Incomplete. Intended for Heidenreich. Couldn't pull it in.
Tough catch. Couldn't quite make it. Looked like it was a ball that was close to him.
I just played
Had to
chess.
dive and worry about now
That's
getting
cool.
to the sideline. Great blitz pickup, too, by the running back. That
What
time.
year did you get at? What year did you graduate?
Kept his quarterback clean on the roll.
I think that's
to
a
that
sport.
side. As the blitz
I would
was on
consider
for
that a
Colin Ellis.
sport.
Michael Biersdorf will punt this one away.
What year did you graduate, buddy?
An average of 24. This one dead into the teeth of the wind. And hits that low spinner. Recovered by Agard.
Had his knee down.
So St. Joe's Prep will get it to 35.
Adjustment on the special teams. You don't just make adjustments on offense and defense. You make it on special teams, too. You got a rugby punter. Rugby punters go over to the right. The overload that time on that side, that's why they almost got home. They had extra players going in on the block on that side, and the punter punted it right directly towards them, somehow evaded arms.
And St. Joe's Prep, they've been very effective in special teams getting blocks.
Oh, wow.
Blocked a field goal.
19.
Keenan Nelson
Wow.
blocked a field goal earlier
Wow.
this year as well. This is Phillips. Phillips to the second level. Thrown down there by Texa, but not before he's into Mount Lebanon territory.
Broke a tackle around midfield, but that's just great blocking on the right side of this offensive line. They open up the hole and pull the guard. Great job that time. And
It has been. I've been out of school since 2008.
Left guard who got the last block.
12 years? If I'm doing the math right.
Phillips again. And Phillips keeps moving those legs forward. Didn't look like much. It's going to end up being 3.
Well, a year ago it was Noble House who was running the football for this team and was effective in the championship game.
I didn't even go to St. Joe's Prep. I went to
right now.
another school in Philadelphia called Cardinal Doherty.
Some good yardage and they're blocking well for him.
I was
St. Joe's Prep.
I was the manager for the girls soccer team and basketball team
Talked about that rotation.
when I was there, when I was in high school.
Phillips. Now you bring the other guy in. Here comes Bunch to the outside. Break blocking. He's not hit until he's a good 7-8 yards down the field. Just outside the red zone.
I wish I could go back. If I could go back in time, I would definitely go back to high school.
And again, it's Bunch again to the right side of that line. Gain of 2. Well defended by Mount Lebanon. Pellegrino in the area on the stop along with Heidenreich.
First half, St. Joe's Prep would run a little bit more to the left-hand side. Now here in the second half, having some success over on that right-hand side. Some teams also like to run short side towards their bench. Makes it a little bit easier for them to get substitutions in and also be able to signal plays in and change them if they need to on the fly.
Jones. Looking for Jones. Intercepted. It's again Wirtz. He's done it again.
What a read on this play from Matt Wirtz. His second pick here in the third quarter. Watch number 4, right side of your screen. They're going to run the slant to the inside. Beats the man to the ball as they were looking for number 84 on the play and just runs right in front of the intended receiver, Elijah Jones.
We're looking for that Jones-to-Jones connection, but Matt Wirtz continues to jump these routes.
Mount Lebanon's pretty good.
Now.
It's the first time I'm actually watching them play football. Play any sport, actually.
This field goal and 2 turnovers, the third of the game for the Hawks. When they lost that game earlier this year to LaSalle College, 4 turnovers in that one.
Good defensive stand there, Josiah Trotter. Second down coming up. And again, St. Joe's Prep there.
You guys all Steelers fans?
From a yardage standpoint
Pittsburgh.
in the third quarter. But remember, they're going to switch sides, and then that wind is going to be at the back of Joey Daniels and Mount Lebanon.
The concern, though, is right now you have a team in Mount Lebanon, the Blue Devils, having a very difficult time controlling the line of scrimmage. They're not the team who's being more physical right now at the point of attack. That's actually the Hawks who are doing a better job both offensively and defensively on that line. It's just the turnovers that have kept this thing where it is at halftime.
Daniels rolls, fires back over the middle. That's a dangerous pass. Incomplete.
He threw it low for Grayson D, his tight end. He only has 7 catches on the year, and even if he makes that catch, he's not going anywhere with it. This talented secondary down the field, they're blanketing everyone, and they're definitely not finding the space down the field in the passing game that they had a week and 2 weeks ago.
St. Joe's Prep, a nice job to stay onside there. 11 on the play clock as Mount Lebanon looks to the line to get an audible. Down to 4. James Hurd on the edge, and he brings the pressure.
Good night.
Cole Nillis.
Got him!
Nillis with the sack. 4th down and long, and St. Joe's Prep, they get the ball right back.
You've got 5 offensive linemen, 5 guys. Unfortunately, they slid the protection to the right, and the blitz came from the offensive left. Nillis not touched.
Wow.
No opportunity whatsoever for the quarterback to escape as Daniels goes down.
James Hurd, a guy who has come in as a transfer. He's been unbelievable for St. Joe's Prep. Another rugby-style punt angled away from Agard.
How good is that punt? Into the wind, low line drive, probably isn't getting more than about 7-8 feet off the ground, and it goes all the way to midfield into a really stiff wind right now.
Back to that sack from Nillis. I mentioned James Hurd. He wasn't seen on our starting rotation defensively because he's been banged up, but 10.5 sacks on the year. He's the number 10 player in Pennsylvania in the class of 2023. Some big-time offers. And that time, the left tackle had to pick up Hurd, or so he thought. He actually had a fullback in there, but he decided to go for Hurd. That allowed Millis to come in and make that tackle.
So important, too, that you have
5 minutes left in the third quarter, guys.
the blitz pickup has to be recognized. So a lot of times
Second
you'll
half
have
go by
that
fast.
back
Faster than the first half
when
was.
they are picking up the blitz, they will pick one side or the other, and it will depend on what sort of protection is called on the play. The offensive line slid to the right. That means that left tackle and the fullback have got to communicate who's going to be taking who. Both of them went to Hurd, who is the more heralded rusher, and Nillis comes in and makes that sack, which stops the drive dead.
And not a high snap count for Hurd tonight because of that injury, but maybe that's part of the issue. They haven't seen that much. Didn't make the adjustment in live time.
And now you've got an important get-back drive here because now 5 minutes left on the clock. You're with the wind if you're St. Joe's Prep. You desperately want to try to punch one.
If you want to let me know, guys.
Have that advantage.
Jones will take off up the middle, a huge gash. And they're pushing him forward to about the 32-yard line, an 18-yard gain and a first down.
And all of a sudden, this offensive line starting to gain some traction, although it looks like Brad Harris still is not 100% out there. He's limping a little bit, still going to stay in the game after that. But you see Samaj Jones with huge holes in the running game here in this third quarter.
Key block there, Lakeem Steele. Caddy Phillips hit and dropped.
I think they're going to be better off staying to that right-hand side. I don't think Brad Harris is 100% right now, and normally that's the place they would want to go. But they shifted over there, got great penetration on the play. No gain on that play at all.
Second down, a loss of a yard there from Phillips. Climbed to gain the 22 of Mount Lebanon. Quick out, nearly intercepted. That would have been 3 for Matt Wirtz.
That would have been 6 for Matt Wirtz also.
Yeah.
It would have been the third pick. And a 6-point the other direction. The telegraph from Samaj Jones as he's looking for Brandon Raymond on the outside, who has not, I don't believe he's been targeted in this game so far. That was not the right time to try to pick him out.
Third down 11, 4:06 to go. Third quarter action. Still 12 on the play clock. As loud as we've heard the Mount Lebanon fan section here tonight. Big play late in the third. And Jones takes off with it. Jones has the first down. And inside the 15. The sophomore showing the athleticism, the aggression, and the power.
You've got to wrap him up too, but it's so hard to get into the shot. Look at him drop back, and that's a called quarterback draw. Some good blocks down the field, including Caddy Phillips with a nice block. But after that, it's Samaj Jones who does the rest.
We got a whistle here. And they're going to call St. Joe's Prep back to the line. I think while we were analyzing that replay, I think it was your favorite, the sideline warning against Mount Lebanon. And St. Joe's Prep trying to get a quick timeout out of it.
Well, what they're going to do now, right now, I would believe, is try to power this ball in the end zone. This is where they have played well here in the second half.
Blaine bunches the deep back. And it is Bunch. Tripped up. He got 5. Would have been a lot more. Great shoestring tackle.
And that was Beckham D who saves the touchdown there. Coming off the edge, but again, right side. D.
I love it. It's pretty good, guys. Gotta give you guys credit.
And what they're also doing from an alignment standpoint, they're keeping 4 receivers in the game, so it's spreading everybody out. It's also forcing Heidenreich and Texa to come outside instead of being in run support.
They fake the give. Samaj Jones, not much there. Got back to that line of scrimmage, maybe one more. Third down and 5. Upcoming.
There's absolutely nowhere to go. They were hoping that the motion of the play would open up the counter going backside to the left, but great defense.
Another key third down. Need just shy of the 5 for a first. Jones not going to get there. Not even close. Got to the 9, and that'll be all. 4th down and 4 upcoming for St. Joe's.
Go for it, boys.
Have a kicker as
Go
good
for
as
it.
you try them out on the field right now and take the points if you can get them. But if you're not going to go for it on 4th down, that is a play that I question because you have a run straight up the gut.
St. Joe's Prep very pleased with how their defense is playing, the adjustments they've made. They've held Mount Lebanon in check since early in the second quarter.
The statement is very simple. We're going to score a touchdown later
St.
on.
Joe's Prep
This is to
is
give
coming
us the
back, boys.
as that drive, 8 plays, 41.
And now score Mount Lebanon 21. St. Joe's Prep 17.
It is still Mount Lebanon on top after the field goal, 21-17.
4 drives in or near the red zone. Since the later stages of the second quarter, 3 total points to account for it.
Now, one of the things that when you're in the red zone, it is imperative that you put points on the board. And that is something that has not happened with the regularity that this Hawks team is used to having. They're automatic when it's in the red zone because you've got a great field goal kicker if it doesn't work out, but usually they just find ways to score. They have so many different ways that they can do it. The Mount Lebanon, the Blue Devils, give them credit. They are continuing to hold tough on that side of the ball. The question is, how long can they with as many players as they have playing both ways?
Let me know, guys.
Especially as we get deeper and deeper into the fourth quarter.
Late stages of the third, Bob Long, Brian Kaiser, your broadcast team here for the NFHS Network. Our final game of the weekend. And a touchback as that one goes through the hands of Texa.
Better off for Texa than that does because he's trying to catch that over his shoulder to try to be able to return the football. But hey, great coverage already coming down the field. He's catching it over his shoulder, facing the wrong way. You don't want to do that.
Brian, don't be lulled to sleep. I know you won't, but our viewers shouldn't be lulled to sleep by Mount Lebanon's lack of success offensively, as we saw from this exact point on the field going this way. They are one play away from busting it open again.
And Eli Heidenreich has still not had a big touch on the offensive end. Can't feel like it's not going to happen at some point.
The give is to Texa. Not much doing there. Maybe 2 yards.
Part of this drive is to make sure that this clock and this opportunity gets into the fourth quarter. So I would expect this play also to be on the ground for Mount Lebanon, probably taking as much of the play clock as possible.
18 on the play clock as Daniels looks to the sideline.
The hard snap count to see if they can get somebody to jump, but they weren't snapping that there. They want to work all this clock. That way, they either force a timeout or they pick up a first down, but they don't want to punt this direction again.
They do snap it with 1 on the clock. Texas taken down by Cole Nillas after a gain of 4. Good pursuit that time by the St. Joe's Prep linebacker to preserve the 3rd down.
It looked like for a second he was going to break free. Some nice blocking at the point of attack on the right-hand side, but they just continue to flow to the ball, and Nillas is having a good one. Again, there's no intent right here of snapping this football. They want this clock running so they can punt the other direction.
And there's the flip to the outside. Texa has the first down. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 by Josiah Trotter.
And now they don't have to worry about the special teams going in that direction. Take a look here. Very last second, that ball gets pitched, and normally they have the speed to get there. The dive, but Texa, the strength to step through the arm tackle and pick up a very important first down for the Blue Devils.
And the guy in particular that if Daniels pitched that earlier would have had a better angle to make the stop, the freshman, Anthony Sacca.
Yep, and didn't have that opportunity. The clock runs, and we are going to the fourth quarter of the state championship game with still everything in the balance.
Nowhere to go, folks. Stay right here on the NFHS Network. One more quarter in Pennsylvania high school football. We'll be right back.
Really what drew me to Safer is my passion that started when my son Shane was knocked unconscious on the field for 5 minutes in a high school game. The fear that came up from the entire stadium, the ambulance pulling onto the field. And at the time, I just thought, someday I'm going to make my way into this helmet safety space. Safer is that marriage between I'm a little bit afraid of my kid playing and here's a solution.
You want if you're a Pennsylvania high school football
It
fan.
is. This has been such a great week.
I am
Great
a good
game
try.
after great game after
Try my
great game
best.
all weekend long, and that third quarter was dominated. 87 yards rushing for
Apologize, guys.
Prep in that quarter, but they turned the ball over twice and only ended up getting 3 points with the win.
2 interceptions for Matt Wirtz. Now Daniels throws completed. That's Texa. Clock continues to run as the forward progress was stopped inbounds and then run backwards out of bounds by Rocco Nickel.
Picks up 4 yards. And
Sorry, guys. I'm trying my best.
People all over him. They are so concerned with him, and they should be based on his track record. So far this playoffs, he has just exploded, but nothing here tonight, really.
Free blitzer, and they do find Eli Heidenreich. First down and more inside the 30, pulled down to the 25-yard line.
We're back. I got
They
that back
finally
for a
find a way
second.
to get him the football. Get on that slip screen. They just run that so well. Look at the block there by number 32, D, the tight end, and then he just picks his way down the field, down to the 25-yard line, a gain on the play of 27 yards for Eli Heidenreich.
Pistol look from Mount Lebanon, tight set on the near side. Anderson was the motion man. Daniels and overthrows. There's that wind carrying the football longer beyond his intended receiver, Eli Heidenreich.
I think sometimes you need to throw a ball like that in the wind just to get an idea what it's like. But it's swirling too. I mean, at some points it's at your back. At some points it's turning around. I mean, we're taking a look at the flag in the back of the end zone, and it switches on a play-by-play basis. So it's very difficult for a quarterback to try to figure that out. They were looking for Heidenreich. He had a step, but that would have to be a perfect pass, and it was not.
2nd and 10. And here is Texa. Runs right into the left side of that defensive front. In there on the stop, Anthony Sacca came all the way up from his safety position to make the play.
Sacca was up there. Trotter was also over there trying to run into the strength of this defense, and nothing going that time for Texa.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Would be a 42-yard field goal in a swirling wind.
Don't know that they would try it here with Buddha.
Daniels, and they'll run that option again. This time, Daniels keeps it. And it's a huge play by Josiah Trotter, the middle linebacker.
What a job tracking down the field. Knew he had a pitch man defender ready to go. So his responsibility was the quarterback. Stayed with him. Then the importance on that play, number 35, that's your key guy on that play for St. Joe's Prep. As he comes down the line, that was Matthew Dumont, the defensive end, did a tremendous job of taking the pitch man. You had one guy on the pitch, one guy on the quarterback, and allowed Trotter to be able to make that stop where it was.
Dumont has been a key on that defensive line, the unsung hero on that defensive line all year. 4.5 sacks and an interception.
Yeah, this is not field goal range for them. He's got range maybe 35 or in. They're going to have to call timeout.
Another one. That's the second time.
A little bit. And yeah, it was into the wind, but all going about
Hi, everybody.
25 yards
So
or
thank you
so.
for catching
You
me.
hit the top of the upright,
I'm
but it
glad it
wasn't
hasn't been
powerful
just
moving
got back.
kick that direction. I mean, maybe you could have it.
Wish I had
You
that.
hope
Look,
that
I
the
wish
wind
I had like a
carries. What
tripod.
happens if it swirls back the other
My
way,
phone.
like it is right now at one end? You look at the left end, the goalpost is blowing towards the right. You look at the right end, it's sort of swirling a little bit both ways. You just don't know. You can't take that chance. So they'll go for it here on 4th down.
The play calling offensively has been brilliant all evening for Mount Lebanon. They seem to come up with the right play at the right time. Credit Bob Palco for that. Can they do it again here on 4th down? Texa, the motion man. Daniels. Daniels heaves for the end zone. Agard. It's intercepted. St. Joe's Prep elicits the turnover, and they get the ball back at the 20.
They tried to fake the slip screen. Watch over here on the right-hand side. Texas acts like it's going to be a slip screen. They were not fooled. And that is a sophomore. Agard, extremely talented, not being fooled. His 3rd pick of the season. And it's one where, whether he catches it or not, it's 2 yards, but it's nice to get the stats sometimes, too.
Whoever can put my phone on top of.
Called his name tonight, and that's because people just don't throw at him, Brian.
No.
He's the #1 player in the class of 2024 in the state of Pennsylvania, and has offers from Florida State, LSU, Penn State, Miami, and a lot more coming.
No.
Samaj Jones bounces off one tackle and a great defensive play. Good job cleaning it up, Alex Texa. He's everywhere tonight.
Yeah. Actually, no, that was Heidenreich that time.
Oh, there he is, number 8, yes.
That was Heidenreich. And those are the 2 leading tacklers.
I don't have anything to put my phone on top of, guys.
Heidenreich is the leading tackler on this team. Texas right up there among the leading tacklers on the squad. It's because Heidenreich is just constantly, always knows where the ball is. Great job reading that Samaj Jones is going to break away after the initial contact.
Kasim Phillips met at the line and dropped.
You know, he's played one heck of a game. It's that nose guard. William Harvey comes through the line and makes the play. 6'3" senior, 280 pounds. And pretty much when you say anybody on this Mount Lebanon team, it's usually a senior, because this is a tight-knit group. They are trying to hold strong here on 3rd and 9.
Pretty good game, that back and forth, you know.
It's a 4-point lead for Mount Lebanon.
And now Samaj Jones will have to throw into the wind.
Jones has time across the middle, and it's low. Intended for David Washington. And the wind a factor on that throw. Washington wide open on the crossing pattern.
He was open, but the ball, trying to keep it a little bit low and have it pierce through the wind, and it just kept dipping and dipping. And the sophomore Washington, who had a big first half with over 100 yards receiving, that time was unable to make that catch.
Antonio Chata will punt this one into the wind. Has a big leg. We know that.
They're adjusting, though, accordingly. Even with that big leg, they're only giving him credit for about 25 yards or so.
And that's a broken kick. Forces him back. Caught at the 48-yard line. Good return. Mount Lebanon paving the way for Eli Heidenreich inside the 25.
And that all set up.
Nice return, guys.
You'll see so many times, you'll see a return man go someplace they shouldn't be. That's a great read of the conditions where Heidenreich only goes about 25 yards, so he has to back up a little bit. Watch when he catches this ball. He barely has to move back at all. He's able to plant his feet, turn the other way, and the coverage team runs past everything. So here he comes the other direction. They're already in scoring territory around the 25-yard line. A great start because of the return from Mount Lebanon. All of a sudden,
About 7 minutes left to the game.
making his appearance in whatever way he can. Defensively, special teams. And maybe he'll get an opportunity.
Best way I
on the
can do
offensive
everything I
side.
can, guys, to get this,
Within a few
make
yards
the best video possible. So
where they missed out on 4th down. Now that was Daniels in motion. Texa takes the direct snap. Good blocking there. Josiah Trotter in there on the stop.
Yeah, nice work by the left side of that offensive line from Mount Lebanon. Cade Capristo, Owen Halter. Nice work from them. Just trying to turn people aside. I think Capristo had one of the key blocks there. And a good gain on 1st down to 5 yards allows them, if they want to continue trying to pound between the tackles.
Back in the pistol, the deep back is Alex Texa. And the clock continues to run As we get to the latter stages of this one, nearly halfway home in the fourth quarter, Texa hit, falls forward. He's within a half yard of a first down.
Got very close. They tried left side first time, right side this time. Very close to the first down. The clock continues to run. And more importantly here, you have to figure this is probably 4-down territory where they are right now because of the wind. So you've got a couple chances, just pound away and try to get a yard here. Maybe get yourself in that field goal range at least.
And it's Texa, set to take the direct snap, goes off the left, has the first down, keeps the feet. It'll be first and goal for Mount Lebanon. And what a touchdown here would do for the Blue Devils.
I might put it away, actually. That's the danger part now for the Hawks defense. They've got to recognize that as Texa, you watch this run as he goes out to the left. It's the patience that he shows and the confidence that his coaching staff shows in him. Take a look at this. Again, very patient. Both running backs go that direction. They are counting on him one-on-one to be able to break that tackle of Anthony Sacca, and he does.
And again, it's Texa. Patience. Dives forward inside the 5-yard line. Second down and go.
Power football here from Mount Lebanon.
The second half football so fast.
They did absolutely
Didn't it? Or
nothing.
did it see what that, guys?
Play. But now here in this fourth quarter, when the game is on the line, a chance to win a championship, you've got a 4-point lead. This senior-laden offensive line is starting to move people in front.
The 6A title game on the line. Here's the direct snap. Just shy of the goal line. Inside the 2. Alex Texa once again. And Brian D keeping his hands once more here on the
He's your best running back.
Never go to bed after this game.
And there's no reason here. To me, there's no reason to get tricky. And the other thing I want to do here is I want to keep this in the middle of the field in case he doesn't pick it up and I need to settle for a field goal for whatever reason. Maybe going just slightly left this time.
It'll be Texa into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Lebanon. They go up by 2 scores.
And a great play call here. Because what they do is they put both running backs on the left-hand side. The power of the formation is to the left. And Texa takes the ball, takes a step to the left, counters back the other way, gets a great lead block. What a block up front. Tremendous job by number 34. That is Charlie Pellegrino, who was in the backfield, and that was the key block that sprung Texa into the end zone.
Buda's extra point puts Mount Lebanon up 28-17.
And that drive for Mount Lebanon, 6 plays, 25 yards, 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock. The key, setting it up, the 27-yard punt return by Eli Heidenreich. And most of that drive was Alex Texa on the ground, pounding the ball behind the offensive line for Texa. Now on the game, 22 carries, 71 yards. It's not huge numbers, but it's championship numbers, at least 4 minutes and 46 seconds away from championship numbers for Mount Lebanon.
We mentioned it earlier tonight. It would be 4 WPIAL titles in 6 classifications if Mount Lebanon can hold on here tonight.
Hats off to District 7, regardless of whether they would hold on here. Hats off to them, because you look at everything that they sent here to the state championship games this weekend. You have teams that have been very, very prepared. Even Sarah Catholic, the one team that lost from the Whitfield, they were very much in a game with a Southern Columbia team that everyone knows in the state. Double A, they're going to be in the championship game. They're going to win. Good luck to you. And they were in that game until the very last quarter when finally Southern Columbia pulled away.
So now for St. Joe's Prep, they do have the full complement of timeouts left. Don't have a ton of time, but they have a quarterback who can air it out. Samaj Jones has been effective throwing the football. They're going to need to move quickly, ideally maintaining those 3 timeouts.
And they're going into the wind. And that is a concern also. Jones, in that first half of play, he was very effective. He was 9 for 12 for 152 yards and a touchdown. here in the second half. He's 0 for 4 with 2 interceptions. So he's got to find it real quick if St. Joe's Prep has a chance to 4-peat. And they don't have time to run anymore. You know, when you try to wear a team down like they were trying to do and beginning to do so in that third quarter, it relies on you to have a chance.
Be hoping in the last 2 more games,
they don't have that
during the week, during the weeks when everyone just in the
31-yard line again.
channel,
We've seen him
NF,
recover that
SH Network, high school
The
sports.
instruction is very simple. If you are not one of our main return guys, get down. Let's put the offense on the field. We don't want to have somebody fumble that is not.
No, at least once a week at least a basketball game,
Don't do the freshman. He's doing what he's told.
That's right.
hockey game or a swim match.
And if he
I'm
wasn't
hoping
doing
to
what
live
he was
stream some
told,
of
he
that for
wouldn't
you.
be being out there on the special teams, being able to make plays.
You said it. Absolutely. Keep an eye on Washington, number 17. He's lined up in the slot. Samaj Jones in the shotgun. Jones spins away, has to get rid of it, and does. Dangerous ball, and it falls out of bounds. Actually, in the area of Washington at the end of the day. That's incredible strength there by Jones.
I don't know that I have ever seen a pass in an actual game do what that ball just did. He threw that ball as far as he could, up in the air, trying to fire it as deep as he could. The ball just went straight up and kept drifting because of that wind. Tremendous pressure again. Now you've got a defense pinning their ears back, so they're able to get, without the threat of the run, they're able to get in there.
Tommy Boehner brought pressure on the outside, now showing blitz again. And a flag. That'll go against St. Joe's Prep. We'll await the call.
Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty.
This officiating crew has not been very busy with the flags, and you love to see that. That's just the third penalty called either direction in this game, and none of them have been for more than 5 yards.
Jones hit hard and sacked.
Oh, wow.
Ball's loose.
Loose ball!
Now they're saying he was down.
Eli Heidenreich like a shot on the safety blitz. And Samaj Jones is trying to figure out if he can still walk. I understand why. This is the type of tackle at the professional level they don't even allow anymore. And you can see why. Samaj Jones holding the back of his right leg as Heidenreich came in low and took the legs out from under him.
Guys, the scoreboard is showing 4th and 26. That's not right. It's 3rd down. The chain marker has it correct. Under 4 minutes to go, and a timeout called by Mount Lebanon. So that's it. They are out of timeout. St. Joe's Prep still has the full complement.
When you have the lead, you can get away with this.
Up the quarterback's high.
So they do not have any timeouts, as you said, but they want to make sure in this, and again, as you're seeing it right now, it is 3rd down and 26. The reason on your screen it was showing otherwise is because on the scoreboard it was not showing that. So now, and it is not 6, it is 26 is what it is. So we want to make sure that our viewers actually can see that, and it is corrected there. That is not a graphics thing on that. That is
right.
That is a technology thing where our system is looking at that, and it's taking the information that's on the scoreboard and putting it directly out to you. So now they have it fixed on the scoreboard. It is correct both there and on the yard marker.
Brian, what would a title like this for Bob Palko, we can talk about it after this play here, what would that mean to be able to do it both at West Allegheny and then to come to Mount Lebanon?
He has a friend that's very sick right now. He wants his team winning it for that friend of his. He said that before the game. It would mean the world to him.
3rd and 26. Jones over the middle. Incomplete. Might have been tipped on the way there. Great defensive play by Daniel King, the linebacker, stretching about 25 yards down the field. What great athleticism.
If he didn't touch that ball, he at least affected the vision of Washington going for that one. It looked like at the last second he sort of made an adjustment on the ball, which makes you think that, yeah, there was a tip of some sort. But they've got to go for it here.
4th and 26. We said it last night, 4th and 26, very meaningful in Philadelphia
Where
circles.
is Freddie Mitchell at when you need him?
This is it for St. Joe's Prep. Samaj Jones steps up. That is taken down.
Again, the
Lebanon
guys.
takes over.
The last James
Jack
on the
Smith, the
bad.
sack.
Thanks for coming
No
on,
chance
guys.
whatsoever to step up in the pocket. There are white jerseys everywhere.
I'm
And
so
Mount
tired
Lebanon
and
is just 3:43 away.
I'm
And
catching
no
a
matter
cold.
where Samaj Jones ran,